World of 100 podcast. I am back, joined by my brother Corey. What's up, Corey?
Hey, what's up?
And got my boy JR back on. What's up, JR?
What up?
All right, so I'm going to try to move a little. Well, not. I'm not going to fly through it. So Corey is cool if you're not here for the entirety of
Yeah.
this exercise,
Yeah.
but you can share your thoughts in regards to what you think the Cowboys might do this year. The schedule came out on Thursday. I did this last year where I went through. It was me, Greg, Teddy, and Sierra, and we went through the Cowboys schedule and we ranked what we thought was the toughest opponents, or actually, I'm sorry, we ranked what was the easiest games all the way to the toughest game, and I believe we had like the easiest game, believe it or not, was the second time we played the Giants in New York, in New York, which was going to be the last game of the season. And I think the toughest game we picked was the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Was
Eagles?
No, it was the I didn't have the Eagles
last
game
year?
last year. Yeah, last year we had the toughest game being the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, and I think I had the Cowboys going 12-5, and I can't remember. Greg was overly optimistic like usual, and I think he had him like 14-3. I can't remember what Teddy had him at, but there it is. There's the Cowboys schedule. I'll let you know. In fact, Corey, I'll let you kick it off. So just to be clear, because there was a lot of confusion last year in regards to this exercise, we are ranking what we think is going to be the easiest game. So that's number 17, because there's 17 games in the season. What we think is going to be the easiest game to what we think is going to be the toughest game. And Corey, I know you're not going to get through the whole thing, but you could also give us what you think their record is going to be based off of looking at the schedule. But Corey, what do you think their easiest game is going to be? So that is the 17th easiest game.
I'll say week one Giants. Yeah, I'll say that's the easiest.
Okay, that's actually kind of. I feel like that's where I was leaning, but I was curious as to what other people are going to say. Jr., what do you think?
I would say it's the Titans on November 22nd
Mm-hmm.
would be my first call. I feel like their quarterback has not found his way yet, though I do think he will eventually. They have a relatively new coach. They don't have I don't know that they have an identity yet as to who they are, and how they're going to win games. So I'm and that is also in Dallas. So and that's going to be after the 49ers game, which will probably be another nightmare. But so like that, that's where I would go.
All right, so you say Titans, Corey said Giants. I'm siding with Corey. I actually think it's going to be week one, Cowboys at the Giants. I am not overly impressed with the Giants, to be honest. I'm also excited to see what Christian Parker's defense comes up with against Jackson Dart, because this is his second year, and Christian Parker's going to have an entire offseason to plan for it. So yes, I think the 17th easiest game is going to be week 17, or excuse me, I'm sorry, it's going to be week one versus the Giants. I almost meant to say.
Tell me more about not being impressed with the Giants. Like, what is that about?
What was their record last year? What did they do? What was they do? What did they do? And
I don't say
Neighbors not even going to be back for that game.
Yeah.
So who's he throwing to?
He's not. He's just gonna hand it off to that knucklehead running back who won't last long in the league, I'm sure.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm not overly concerned about Cam Scatterboo, to be real. I'm just trying to like, what is it about the Giants? Like, also, how many
I
times
would
did
say
they
like
lost to the Giants?
yeah, the Giants one just like Dallas owns them lately, and then I think the improvements or the bigger stars are on their defense, but it's like in their front seven, like they don't have an outstanding secondary to deal with Dallas's offense. So that's another reason why I think like they'll be better. And plus, like John Harbaugh, he was blowing fourth quarter leads with the Ravens, who are a much
Exactly.
more talented team than the Giants. And so yeah, like I don't think, at least not this year, I don't see the Giants as like a real threat.
I agree.
And I think all that is 100% legit. Uh, I do think that they were pretty solid last year. Um, like they built a solid foundation. Like we can see how they're going to win football games. And they all they did was get better. They got a way better coach. They're and you're right, mostly on defense, but on defense and on offense, they got better. They got what many consider to be the best offensive lineman in the draft. They have another young stud on their defensive line, which they got last year. Another more pass rusher. Their defense is going to be legit. And I just think they're, it's funny because I think they're going to be tougher, and I think the Ravens are going to be weaker. Though I don't know. But that's they have a new coach, and I just wonder how much of the Ravens' personality left with John Harbaugh. And John Harbaugh, he's got a pretty good track record. And he's going to have them fired up to play the Cowboys, and we're playing in New York, and I still expect the Cowboys to win, mind you.
That's what I was about to say. JR, I'll let you kick off. What do you think the 16th easiest game will be?
I would say, honestly, I would probably say it's going to be the Giants, the first the week one.
Okay.
So man, we have a tough schedule
on paper.
Yeah, I would say I would say the Cardinals on November 1st, except that we never beat the stupid Cardinals. I don't even understand it. It's, like
it's very weird.
And
it's very weird.
They're always bad, and just like every time we play them, it's like super frustrating.
It's weird. I agree with you, but so are you saying the So are you saying the Cardinals since the Giants week one?
No, I'm saying the Giants.
Okay, so you're
game
going with
one.
the Giants week one. Corey, what do you think?
My number is 16. I'm gonna go with the Commanders at the end of the season. More, I think, because it's probably not going to mean that much for either team, and also I feel like Dallas is, really good against the Commanders. Like, whether they got Jaden Daniels or going or not. So yeah, I'll say the Commanders. The
Okay,
last
so
game of
you
the
know what?
season.
All right, this is interesting. Last year when we did it, it was funny because we had it was 4 people and we did have a couple of ties, and then we always lean towards what was the opponent's record the year before to break the tie. I didn't even take into consideration a 3-way thing, but I think it's going to be the Titans. Is going to be the second easiest game. I'm not sure what Robert Saleh is going to do. I know the Titans had an okay defense last year, but their offense was atrocious. So that's 3 different ones. But JR, yours doesn't even count because literally we picked that game to be the 17th easiest. So you pull in a Greg, which I was like, I'll let it go because I didn't think it was going to be anything like that. But you're pulling a Greg where you're picking a game that's already been taken. So pick another one. Like break the tie.
Oh, so it's not each individual
Yeah, no,
16.
we're not.
Oh,
No, I'm not doing an individual thing.
I
So,
got you. All right, all right. Dang.
ah,
So you weren't clear. Don't.
no, you know what? I'm laughing because the same thing happened last year. Like I thought I explained what we were doing rather easily, and it was funny because everybody
But you
was
said,
confused
what
when I
is
was doing
your
things.
16th easiest
Yeah,
game?
I was thinking about it individually as well, but but
No,
it
this
makes
is
it makes
consensus.
more sense to come consensus, but
Yeah, we're doing
so it just so
consensus because I
happened.
Don't say it makes sense,
yeah.
Corey. Don't say it makes.
It does make sense. Like, see, it also, you know what? I tell you what's making me laugh, JR, is it's also showing me that you don't listen to my podcast because it was like you did because you don't listen to my podcast. I did this last year.
Because I did. Because if like these, I do. And I listened to the dating one. I remember there was one that was about dating.
Yeah, you don't listen. It's okay because I literally we went through this exact same thing last year where people were confused. Like, wait, I don't understand, and it was literally right around the same time too. They're like, wait, I don't understand, and
Oh,
Greg
was
was
I on there?
arguing with me because no, you weren't. Greg was arguing with me though because he was just like, well, can I pick this game or like it doesn't like I don't know why you would want to pick that game. It's already spoken for. So break the tie. I said Titans. Corey said Commanders. Break the tie.
Titans.
All
I
right.
think the Commanders will be a better team this year. I'm assuming Jaden Daniels is gonna that Jaden Daniels will be healthy. And I don't know that it's not going to mean anything. I feel like the whole NFC East got better. I think we're going to be in a race. I would love to say we're going to be in the race with the Eagles. Um, uh, I mean, only to say that I would love that we be in the race, and I think the Eagles are going to be in it no matter what. Like the Eagles could go 0-17, and that would make me completely happy. Um, uh, but I think it's going to be a tense matchup probably if we're lucky.
So Corey, you know what? To help you out, because I know you have to get out of here, and I apologize for not starting on time. Uh, looking at their schedule, what's your thoughts on what do you think the Cowboys record is going to be? This is individual, like that. I'm not like there's no consensus
Yeah,
for this.
so
Individually, you come up with what you think their record is going to be.
I mean, for the next game or whatever, I'll just say I would have said Commanders last week, the week 18. So y'all can pick do with that what you want. But I was thinking, I was like, okay, they went 8-9 last year, and they kind of shut it down towards the end of the season, and so I was like, I feel like with Caleb Downs and some of the other moves they made on the defensive side, that should improve them to at least it should improve them by at least 2 games. And then I was trying to be optimistic, so I said 11. I was like, you know what, 11-6. And then I was looking for 6 losses, and I could only find 5 for sure that I feel like they're gonna lose. And so then I think they're gonna end up blowing one of those with the Cardinals or Colts. And so I think they're gonna go 11-6. But you know if they win some of those hard games, then they got a
Look
chance.
at Will with his fancy
Yeah,
graphics. What?
No, it's literally words on the screen, but okay.
yeah.
Corey says 11-6. Well, I apologize again, Corey, that
Yeah,
you're
no
not going to be able
problem.
to participate fully. This should be interesting because me and JR are literally going to be fighting pretty much about every single game. So I don't.
Could I guess I'll just say I'll give like easy opponents, and then so so I would go like the Commanders, the Giants game. So the 2 Commanders games, those are easy wins. I think the Giants is a win.
Mhm.
And I would say the Jaguars. Yeah, so just like easy games, Colts, Jaguars, Cardinals. The rest of them I think could be tough. So,
Weren't the Jaguars in the
Buccaneers.
playoffs last year?
Yeah, it's you know what? Maybe it's like fantasy thing. I had Brian Thomas on my team last year, and he sucked. So like I hate him,
Come
And
clean
so
with it.
I'm like, I don't believe in the Jaguars. Like, they had one good year. I don't believe in them. I don't care that they was in the playoffs. And so the Buccaneers, I think, is another easy game. So y'all can,
Mhm.
based off of that,
All right.
uh,
Yeah, I'm putting
yeah.
it in. I'm actually writing it down. So I was like, I put Commanders, Colts, Jaguars, Bucks for your 15, 14, 13, and 12. So that's what. So you've helped us
Yeah.
out at least a little bit. I put it in the private chat. So
Okay.
all right, that helps a little bit. So Jr., we can at least get up to 12, possibly, maybe,
Oh,
without
the
fighting too much.
second Giants game, that's an easy one too. So maybe
Okay.
that. I think I would go Commanders, then Giants, Commanders, or you can shuffle it however you
Yeah,
want.
that works.
All
Yeah, I
right.
got you.
Thanks. I'm gonna
Hey,
listen. I'll listen
thanks
to the
for
rest of the episode.
It's good to
sticking
see you,
around.
Corey.
Yeah, good seeing you too. All right. Bye.
All right, peace. All right, that'll help a little bit. I think that'll help a little bit.
Well,
All right, Jr.
what they doing?
It's me and you, friend.
All right.
so so Corey had Commanders as his 15th easiest game. Uh I'll say, all right, so let's see, because I'll let you jump off. 15th easiest game for me. Looking at it, I feel like I'm gonna go week 2 Commanders at home. I just think that I'm not saying that I don't believe that Jaden Daniels might be better, but when they were at full strength and the Cowboys defense was putrid, the Cowboys beat the high holy crap out of them last year. So um I just, yeah, I'm not buying into them until, like, the Giants and the Commanders. I just don't buy into. Um, I believe in reluctantly in Philly, but I still think the Cowboys can split with Philly, so I'm not overly worried about it. So I would say for my 15th easiest game, I would say the Commanders. What would you say?
I can't argue with that one actually. I mean, I'm
Oh,
like I don't see like
oh,
a lot of games that look easier.
okay,
I mean, our
all
schedule looks
right.
tough.
I will say the beginning of the schedule, I think is tough. The beginning of the schedule, I think it. I mean, the funny thing about the schedule is that you never know what it's gonna necessarily be
Right,
until the games actually get played. Because
right.
at one point you look at it, you'll be like, "Oh, that's gonna be tough." But all right, so we agreed that the 15th easiest game is gonna be at home versus the Commanders. All right, there we go. We're moving along. So 14th easiest game, Jr.
Colts.
Interesting. Interesting. What makes you think that?
What makes you think otherwise? I don't know. I
Um,
guess I feel like the Colts last year were paper tigers. I feel like all season long I was like waiting for everybody to find out that they were actually a bad team, and then they turned
mhm.
out to be a bad team. Did they even make the playoffs?
No, they didn't, because they
I
fell
don't think
apart when
they did.
Daniel
Right?
Jones. They
So no,
brought they,
to
they
what?
brought Philip Rivers literally
Right,
off of the
right.
couch to be their quarterback, and which I thought was utterly insane. Uh, yeah. So you are you at the Colts? Um, I'm trying to think if I agree with that.
Who are you thinking
I,
about?
I actually I don't believe in them per se, but you know what? I would say, you know what? I'll relent. I'll give you that one. I'm not gonna. You know
I
what?
mean,
I'll give you that one.
it's
I'll
okay to
agree.
agree with me, Will.
Yeah. No.
You just be like, yeah, I agree.
You know what? I do agree.
Yeah,
I
because
agree
I
with
don't.
you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm, and like, keeping in mind what you just said, like, we don't actually know who any of these teams are going to be.
You're
Uh,
right. I
in the
agree
bowl
with you,
talk.
Jr. I will agree. I think the 14th easiest game is going to be the Colts. So it's week 9. I believe it's at home. Um, yeah, I believe it's at home. I would say week 9
No,
versus
it's
the
in, it's
Colts.
in it's in Indianapolis.
No, it's not. It's on the road. Yeah, it's on the road. I just saw that. Never mind. Yeah, I would say week 9 versus the Colts. I agree.
All right, you first.
All right, so the next one, I would say I'm gonna go with the Giants. I'm gonna go with week 17 versus the Giants at home. We don't know if it's gonna mean anything or not, but again, John Harbaugh was standing. I am not a big respect of the Giants. I feel like the Cowboys own them. I think it's funny that the Giants are talking a lot of trash, even though I'm like, we literally went through this last year. Y'all was talking bad trash, and it's actually like every year Dak doesn't lose. He doesn't lose to him since his rookie season. And then I know Giants fans will be like, "Oh, he lost the last game of the season where he literally only played like a quarter and a half." So I don't even put that loss on Dak's ledger. That was Joe Milton and company and Matt Eberflus who decided to put the resistance on the most garbage defense in the history of the franchise in the last game. So yeah, 13th easiest game for me is week 17 versus the Giants.
Yeah, I mean,
It's okay
again,
for you to agree with me,
on
JR.
paper, I mean, I think I do. On paper, I don't, and I am just not uh like I think the Giants are going to be a lot better this year, and I think that's going to be a tougher game than we might think. I think by that time, their quarterback will have a lot more, a lot more games under his belt. I think he's going to take a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Malik Neighbors will definitely be back by that
Well,
game.
yeah,
You
that's true.
their defense will have more than gelled. Will have gelled more, and John Harbaugh's imprint will be more apparent. Um, but as far as like comparing that game, to when I look at the other games
Mm-hmm.
in the season, I'm like, and mainly like again with me with the Cardinals, it's just for some reason we can't beat the Cardinals, so they. Other teams might look, other games might look tougher, but the Cardinals are like, they're like a bad luck charm or something.
Mm-hmm. You know what? It's so funny. It's funny to me, but we'll jump into it. I think when we get to the 12. But all right, so we agree. The 13th easiest game is going
Is
to
the
be
Giants?
Week 17 versus the Giants. Um, so I'll let you. I'll let you go ahead and kick off the 12th game.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, I feel like the next one has to be because let's see. Did you write it down?
I like
We
that
already have
graphic
both.
better.
We already have both the Commanders games.
No, we got so far we
That's
have
that's the first one though, isn't it?
no 17th game was the 17th game was the I'm sorry, what was I gonna say? 17th game was week 1 versus Giants. 16th game was the Titans. 15th game was the Commanders. 14th was the Colts, and 13th was the Giants, the second game of the Giants.
Well, I feel then that there are two contenders, and it's the Cardinals and the first Commanders game. I'm gonna say the Cardinals.
No, I'm sorry. When I said the 16th easiest game, I think I was no, the 15th easiest game was week 2 versus the Commanders.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So the
Then,
only Commanders game left actually is week 18 because I think that was Corey's game
that
that
was
he
Corey
felt.
that said that.
Yeah, Corey said that. I feel like the week 2 game is actually easier than that one. But you know what? Oh man, it's so I'm laughing because we did this too. Like this same thing happened when we were going through the schedule, and I was sitting there thinking like, oh wait, what about that game? What about that game? And I was like, oh no, I think that game is actually, I think that game is easier than the other one. And we were like, so then we had to literally go back to recap and say, oh wait, let's go with that one
Gotcha.
instead. I'm cracking up because it's funny because it's sometimes it's hard to keep track of some of these games. You know what I
It's
mean?
deja
Like
vu all over again.
yes, like even though I'm sitting here staring at it, I'm like, wait a minute. It's like you just get a different thought or idea in regards to the games as you're looking at them. Because now I'm sitting here thinking in my mind, I'm like, do I really think that second Commanders game is going to be more difficult? Like I can't put that second Commanders game up that high. So, so
Even
it's
though
like,
they
yeah,
went to
you
the NFC
sit there and think
Championship the
about
year
it.
before last.
I know. That's what's so embarrassing about how the Cowboys have had this drought. Because you sit there and you look at it, you're like, there's no way in the world. Like, so in fact, you know what? Let's recap it. I'm just gonna recap it and we can say again. But so it was I think we said the 17th easiest game was week 1 versus the Giants. That was the week 1 versus the Giants was 17th. I know the 16th easiest game we said was the Titans, which was week 11. Yep. Titans week 11 was the 16th easiest game. Yeah, it was Titans week 11. 15th was the Commanders week 2. Yeah, week 2 versus the Commanders is what we said. And then 14th was, you said the Colts week 9 at the Colts. Yeah.
So is this a new threat chain? A new text thread?
Yeah. So it was week 14 was the week 9 at the Colts. And then we said 13
Jaguars.
I said
Giants.
yeah. No, I said the Giants was I said the Giants week 17 was gonna be the 13th. But when you brought up the Commanders, it made me think of something different. You know what? So yeah, what would you say? Would you say the second Commanders game or the second Giants game is tougher?
Man, you know this is an odd exercise, not knowing anything. Because I feel like they're. I guess I feel like the second Commanders game is going to be easier.
I agree with you. You know what? I agree with you.
You know, with the caveat that they might be better than us for all we know.
That's true. That's true. But I agree with you. You know what? To me, it just makes more sense because I cannot put the Giants and Commanders in the top 10 in terms of like games I think that I'm worried about. I'm just like, honestly, I'm just not that worried about the NFC East overall because I look at Dak's record versus the NFC East and it just gives me confidence. Like if the defense wasn't as bad as it was last year, I mean that offense was a top 3 offense. Like they were number 1 in terms of yardage.
Let me ask
and
you
they were
this:
number
I know you
3
think they're going
in
to
terms
split
of
with the
scoring.
Eagles. You think they're going to go 5-1 in the NFC East?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think they're going to sweep the Giants. I think they're going to sweep the Commanders, and I think they're going to split with the Eagles. So I hold zero fear of Washington and New York. There's zero fear I hold of them. Washington, I worry a little bit more than New York because Washington, like they were in NFC Championship game, and I feel like Dan Quinn is a good coach, and they got Sonny Styles to replace Bobby Wagner on defense. And I think and they added even more pieces. Like they added a bunch of pieces. Like I agree with you when you say like everybody in the NFC's got better. But if in terms of like, do I fear them? No. And I just think that the Cowboys are going to go 5-1 in the division.
Well, I mean, okay. I feel like fear is such a loaded word, but you don't think they can beat us?
I mean, anybody could beat anybody. Like that,
right?
I believe in the term any given Sunday. It's just, but this thing, like this exercise, I always find fun, especially listening back to it, because I might eat these words very similar like I did last year. But this exercise, I always find, it's like, where's your confidence level as the schedule breaks? And for me, I'm an optimistic Cowboys fan to begin with. So I go into every single game thinking the Cowboys are going to win, except for like when they play like the 49ers or Green Bay. But outside of that, I like, heck, I mean, the only games last year I felt like I was worried about was Kansas City on Thanksgiving, Detroit, and that was about it really. It wasn't. Oh, and Denver. I did not give them a shot to beat Denver because for whatever the reason, Denver seems to have the Cowboys number almost similar like how the Cardinals seem to have the Cowboys number for some reason. So yeah, that's why I feel pretty confident. But yeah, I would say 13th easiest game, Commanders week 18.
Okay.
So 12th easiest game, JR. Which graphic did you like better, by the way? This one or the other one?
Hold on a second. Which one or which one?
Which graphic do you like? This one or this one? Is like which one's easier for you to read?
The other one is easier for me to read. It's clearer. Like on this one, the words, the names are blurred out.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, this one's a lot easier actually.
Yeah, that's why I switched it because I was like, I didn't notice it before, but when I looked at it, I was like, wait, this thing is really blurry. So yeah, this one's better. It's a lot clearer.
Man. Easiest. Is it Mike Evans gone?
Yep, San Fran.
He went to San Francisco.
Oh, no.
Yep. Then it would be the Buccaneers.
Okay. Bucks week 5. You know what? I'm agreeing. I agree. Because I know that I'm not buying the Bucks.
Even though and I hate to say it because I really want Ty Bowles to succeed.
Yeah. I mean, I root for black coaches, so yeah, I do, but I'll be honest, I think Ty Bowles is a better defensive coordinator. I don't know, man. I will say this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's funny. I feel like a lot of times when black defensive coordinators become head coaches, they're very conservative on offense. And I feel like he needs to get himself he needs a young offensive guru. Which I guess he kind of had, right?
Yeah, he did. And Liam Cohen, which is funny because I always feel like the person that has the most cringe opening press conference, that team is going to fire.
That guy, right?
It's like that team is going to be fired because he had a horrible opening press conference. But I remember Dan Campbell had a crazy opening press conference, and people were like, "What the heck? What's this guy's doing?" Nick Sirianni's press conference was awful. You're like, "Oh, look at this idiot!" And
he's a bum.
So Yeah, it's like so. But yeah, all right. I'll say Buck. I agree with you. I'll go Bucks.
Who's the other
Dolphins
contender
this
you think
game for the other
to go
contender
in the slot
for what?
to go in this slot? Like who else were you thinking about?
The only other one I was gonna think of was Cardinals Week 8, but
Oh, we haven't put them in yet.
nah, I would say Cardinals Week 8, but
I would probably put Cardinals actually. Then I thought
at
we'd done them
12,
already. Yeah,
we talked about like we were talking about the Cardinals, but I think it's I don't know, man. The reason why I'm okay because in fact, what I was going to say for the 11th game was going to be the Cardinals Week 8, and the reason I say it is because for whatever reason, man, they got our number. Like it's just I don't understand it. I don't get it. It doesn't
right.
make any sense. They should
But
not be good.
just as far as
But
comparing the two, I just feel like at least the Buccaneers know who their quarterback is. Like
mhm,
you know,
that's true. That's you know what? That's a good point. I'll actually concede that point. So yeah, let's change that. I'm going to
though
say Cardinals Week 8.
though it's it's a we got beat by Jacoby Brissett last year.
That's why. But see, and that's the other thing that of why I said. It's the other reason of why I said for whatever reason we're cursed when it comes to this team. It's just it doesn't make any sense. Like at first I was gonna say, well, it was Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray just plays well, but Kyler Murray did not play, and freaking Jacoby Brissett. The Cardinals didn't win another game. They didn't win another game that season after they beat the Cowboys on Monday night. That's what's so like.
That is an indictment right there. And the thing is, I know nobody else to say it. The offense played horrible in that game.
Yeah, it was that was one where the defense was bad because Jacoby Brissett lit them up, but it didn't help the fact that the offense was terrible. Like Javante fumbled the ball, Turpin fumbled the ball, Ferguson fumbled the ball. It was freaking Terrence Steele was terrible that game. I remember everybody was feeling decent about Nate Thomas, and then Nate Thomas got in there and had like the worst game of his season. It was embarrassing, man. It was quite embarrassing. So, but I agree with you. I think the Cardinals at week 8 I would put as the 12th game, and so I feel like we could be in agreement here if we flipped it and say that the Bucks week 5 would be the 11th easiest game. So
God damn, you are right. They didn't win another game.
They didn't. I remember the next game they played Seattle, and I think Seattle put like 35 points up in them in the first half.
544.
Yeah.
The next week they lost 44-22, and the week after that they lost 41-22. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. Nah, it was Matt Eberflus was on a generational run in terms of bad defense last year.
See, that's what I'm saying though. We scored 17 points.
Yeah, it was yeah, man. It was brutal. It was brutally bad. All right, JR. So I'll let you kick off the 10th. What do you think is the 10th? Now we getting into the tough territory. What's the 10th toughest game?
For me, well, no, I guess there's the Jaguars too.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I was gonna say it's a toss up between the Packers and the 49ers. And this is more of a hunch than anything else. I have a feeling we are going to beat one or both of those teams.
Really?
I think the Packers have spent a lot of time dismantling themselves, and I don't know what they put in their place. And and I kind of think
Mike will be back by that game.
Oh, I don't know, because I heard he might start the season on PUP, and even if he is he going to be Micah? Uh, but also, I feel like San Francisco. It's about time for this window to close. You know, I know what's his name. Fred Warner will be back. Like Dre Greenlaw's gone, and I
I
feel
thought
like
Greenlaw came back. I thought they got Greenlaw back.
I think you're right. You know, I just it doesn't change my mind. I think they're gonna fall off a little bit this year. Like he's a year older. You know,
Hmm.
Fred Warner was spent all last year hurt. Um, I just it's like just after a while when your body starts to break down, it starts to break down. Which I don't wish any of that on anybody, but I just feel like they're not going to be the same San Francisco that we have had so much trouble handling in the past few years. Um, and I'm not saying we're going to win both those games. Do I think we have a shot?
Hmm.
But it all depends on how good we are. Like for us to win either game, Dallas has to keep up its end of the bargain, and we have to play well.
The the 3 games I was thinking about, and the 3 games I was looking at, it was either it was the 3 games I was looking at was the Jaguars, the Packers, and the Niners. And
Yeah, the only one I might throw in is it's just I don't know which one would be whichever Eagles game we lose, the other one. Because
Mhm.
I agree with you. It's like, and think about Dak. Dak does not actually give a damn about the Eagles. He will.
Yeah, no.
It's like, and I don't like I don't know what happened sometimes. Like Denver last year was abominable. The Lions last year was abominable. But like, he's always ready to smack around the Eagles. He does not care. You
Well,
know,
it's like I don't feel like the Lions game was that bad for him for the offense. It's the defense again that I just think was absolutely flaming hot garbage. Um I feel like I'm leaning I'm gonna I agree with you that I don't think the 49ers you know what? No. I'm leaning Packers because if Micah's not back, I think they beat Green Bay. Well, actually, no, it's in Lambeau. It's in Green Bay.
but but
No,
but
I'm
uh, but it's when it's like,
it's in October. You know what? I'm
yeah.
gonna go Green Bay.
No,
I
I
say
don't
Green
think it's
Bay.
a bad call. And what's your coach's name? Uh,
LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur. Um,
Yeah.
I think he is about out of time. I think
It,
this
it
is
was it was it's funny you say that because there was a lot of speculation last year. There was a lot of
yeah.
speculation last year that was going to be it.
Yeah, and
So
I think this is the year that the wheels come off. Though I guess I don't even know
I'm
why I
gonna,
say
I'm gonna
that.
say yeah I go Green Bay week 6.
Like, who did the Packers draft this year?
I'm going Green Bay week 6. Well, they didn't have a first round pick because Dallas had it, so they didn't make their picks until the
Oh,
second round and
they got
later.
Cisse. Whew. Well, I'm no draft guru, so I won't say anything. I don't remember these players. McClellan, I guess I remember a little bit
But I
about.
knew about Cisse because Cisse was an
Cisse.
early
Oh yeah,
name that was possibly a Dallas target at 20. So I'm gonna go Green Bay week 6
okay.
as a 10th easiest game. So ninth easiest game, I'm gonna say the 49ers. Yep. I'm gonna go San Francisco week 10. I'm gonna say the 49ers. What do you think, JR? What do you believe?
Um. hmm. Yeah, I hate to say this, but I think I agree with you again. Oh, you know what though? Well, no, because Robert Sala's gone, right? Because he's a coach now. He's a head coach now.
Yeah, he's the coach of Tennessee.
Uh, yeah. What do you? Yeah. No. I agree with it.
All right. Week 10, San Francisco. On to the eighth. Eighth toughest game.
Are we in Philly on Thanksgiving?
No, that's home. Thanksgiving's always at home. First time we play Philly is week 7, Monday night in Philly.
Huh. Then I'm gonna say the Thanksgiving game.
Okay.
If that's Dallas,
Yeah,
and
that's in Dallas.
I'm assuming we lost the first one.
I lean Jacksonville.
Oh no, that's a good call.
I
That's a good
lean
call.
Jacksonville. So yeah, I'm gonna say Jacksonville, week 16.
No, I like it.
And it's at home. It is a Sunday night game. Yeah. I lean Jacksonville. Do you agree, or you
Oh no,
gonna
that's good. I
fight
think
it
it's a
out?
good call. Yep.
All right.
Holy smokes!
So
What's a
eighth
bye
is
week?
Jacksonville, week 16, Sunday night. Because they made the playoffs last year. It's just, but again, I'm not a. It's going to be a tough game, perhaps. Again, we don't know, but so I can't put, like, looking at the games that we have left. There's no way I could put Jacksonville above the teams that I feel like we have left.
Do
So
we only have like one game for like a month? It looks like.
yeah, no, that was for me. The craziest thing about this schedule is how late the bye is this year, because
So
usually
we
the
have a
bye,
game on Thanksgiving,
yeah,
and then we don't have a game until December 7th, and then we have a bye week.
yeah.
Man, we're gonna hopefully. I'm not sure.
I mean, I will say this. I
Go
do
ahead.
like the fact that they don't have to do that thing. Like usually, like the last couple years, it's been like 3 games in like 12 days, where it's like they play one game Sunday, then they play Thanksgiving,
100%.
and then they got to turn around and play the next Thursday. And so I was sick of that. So when I saw this year's schedule, I was like, oh, sweet. They don't have to do that Thursday thing. And however, they do have where they have to play 13 straight games before they get a bye, which is
Yeah,
nuts. So,
that's tough.
so I was like, that's the part that is kind of crazy. Like their bye is late. It's late in the
Though
season.
we do
And so
have that Thursday game against the Buccaneers. So we have like a mini bye in there
yeah.
from the
So I mean, I feel like yeah, I'm seventh. I feel like the seventh easiest game is the Thanksgiving game versus Philly in my mind.
Yeah, that's another one. I'm waiting for the implosion. Because and despite everything I say, like I could see us sweeping the Eagles.
Listen,
that doesn't
listen,
seem crazy to me.
listen. I'm man, bro. Listen,
What?
I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I'm not
I
gonna.
I just mean, like, I feel like that's not me. I don't think just being like a Homer Dallas fan, which I totally admit that I am. I just think that I think that
the Here's my thing with Philly. Dak holds no fear against them. I honestly think having Christian Parker as the defensive coordinator is actually going to even help Dak even more versus Vic Fangio. Because I just
Sure.
feel like I feel like one of the things that like Dak has the last couple of years, man, I feel like he's been playing at such a high level, but he still struggles against coordinators that can really disguise stuff. And I feel
I feel like he
even
hasn't
though
struggled against Fangio though. He used to.
well that's true. I will say that he didn't seem to struggle against Fangio, but I
I
almost feel
mean,
like that's more like he had a more confidence against that
that's what I would
against the
say. Yeah.
Eagles overall. Um, I, I just feel like I feel like I'm being like I'm tempering my excitement in terms of what I think they're going to do by saying they'll split with Philly. In all
Mm-hmm.
honesty, I'm with you. Like if the Cowboys were to sweep the Eagles, I wouldn't be like, what? Like how did
Right.
that happen?
Right.
I just feel like I was like, let me temper my excitement a little bit, and I'll say they'll split. Like I'll say they'll split. And it's usually like I usually care about when they lose to them is what it is because it's like the first time I remember like just the last couple seasons, like first time they lost to them last year was the first game of the season. They were in the game. If CD Lamb doesn't have a case of the drops, or if
I
Miles
forgot
Sanders
about that.
doesn't fumble the ball,
I forgot about
they
that's right.
they easily win that game. And then the second time they beat them, they had the 21-point comeback. And so it was like the 21 point comeback almost like made up for the first time was the first game of the season, and I don't really care. Like if there's times that I don't mind when the Cowboys lose, it's at the very beginning of the season, or it's like when there's nothing on the line, or it's like where things out. So first game of the season, I could get over a loss because I'm like, all right, well, they're not gonna go undefeated. It's no big deal. It's first game of the season, who cares? The second time though, like if they had got swept by Philly last year, I was gonna be sick. So
Yeah.
they split with them. And that was the one time where you started to get optimistic about the team overall because they not only did they like hit a 21-point comeback versus Philly, but then they beat the Chiefs the very next week, and you were like, this is a good team. Like
And then they flushed us down the toilet.
it was like, oh my god, man! If you go back to that stretch after like coming out the bye, they beat the crap out of the Raiders. They had that great comeback versus Philly, and then they had that great game versus the Chiefs. And you're thinking they're gonna do it, like they're gonna. And then Matt Eberflus was like, nope. Let me let the Lions beat the crap out of us at their stadium, and then let's make JJ McCarthy look like he's a competent NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
God, like Eberflus is the worst dog.
you know, we
Eberflus,
beat, we beat the Chiefs, and then we won one game the rest of the year. I forgot it was that
dog.
bad.
You know what? I just remember what I also just thought about when you said San Francisco is gonna fall off. I didn't even think about this. Do you know that Matt Eberflus is? I
San
think he's their.
Francisco.
Yeah,
That's
Matt
right.
Eberflus is in San Francisco. That's right.
That's
That's
right.
right. You know what? We should bump. We need to bump. Say no, I ain't gonna bump San Francisco.
I hear you though. No, yeah, but maybe we do though.
like,
Maybe we do.
we need to push them back because we didn't take the Eberflus into account.
Put them in that Titan slot.
um, yeah, I'm gonna say seventh toughest game is Philly Thanksgiving, even though I feel good about it.
Well,
I'm gonna
we're
say
running out
Philly
of slots, so they
Thanksgiving.
got to go somewhere.
Yeah, so let's say that Philly Thanksgiving. Seventh game is Philly Thanksgiving. I'll let you kick off the sixth, Jr. We're getting to the top five.
Houston, and that's only because of their defense. I think
Wow, I was that's almost I was gonna put them higher to be honest. I'm telling like listen, but CJ Stroud makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But that Houston defense is no freaking joke, man. That Houston defense is sick.
But if we play the way we're supposed to, our offense is pretty on point too.
Yeah, I'm a. So you say Houston week 4, Houston, and it's in Houston, I believe. Yeah, it is. It's week
And
4 in Houston.
it's after a trip to Brazil.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
other.
oh,
Yeah,
you know what? Maybe it's the Ravens. Maybe it's the Ravens because I could like, and first, and I want to say, as I said before, like I always try and keep in mind that we were 7-10 or 8-9 or whatever we were. What were we last
mm-hmm.
year?
Seven, 7-9-1.
And everybody else who's looking at the Cowboys is like, okay, that's a W. You know, we'll probably win that one because the Cowboys were terrible last year. Um, and actually, the Cowboys were terrible the last 2 years. Like we have been under 500 for the past
Yeah,
2 years, which is crazy. Uh, so everybody's looking at us that way, but I think the Ravens are gonna. I just think it's gonna be a tough transition.
I agree with you. I like the. I feel like it's the travel to Brazil that has me more concerned overall because the funny thing about the Ravens, which is interesting, there was a stretch during the season where the Ravens defense, like you didn't know whose defense was worse, the Cowboys defense or the Ravens defense, because the Ravens had a pretty bad defense as well. Like they were in shootouts every week. Um, and it was so funny, especially being on Blue Sky during the season. It was funny because like the Ravens fans would be on there complaining about their defense, and I'd be like, "Oh, well, the Cowboys defense says hold my beer," because it's like in terms of whose defense was worse. So both teams, we're going to see if their defense is improved. But yeah, I'll say week 3 in Brazil is the sixth toughest game. I'll go with that one because and again, just because I feel like Houston, I'm more concerned about Houston, and so like my fifth toughest game I would say is Houston week 4. What do you think? You got another option there, Jr.
No, like I said, because of course the Houston defense is legit, but I think their offense is suspect.
Yeah, CJ Stroud has regressed terribly. I mean, but this is the thing, and because it's funny because Vash Lombardi talked about this all the time, especially last year. Like when you watched Houston play, and especially with CJ Stroud, they were in a playoff game where he threw 4 interceptions in the first half, and they were still in the game because of their defense. Like they were still in the game, and that's what's so like frustrating about
Dak could only
the
dream.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Dak
yeah,
could only
it's like
dream.
you like, dude, I wish. But yeah, I agree. I'll say fifth toughest is Houston week 4. So
Yeah,
now
it's
we
not
getting into
like the
the top
Ravens
four,
defense is nowhere near as bad as ours was.
top four, JR. I'll let you kick off week
What
4
what do we
of
have
your
left?
week 4. So what we got left is you got the Seahawks on Monday night in week 13. You have the Rams on week 15, and that's in SoFi, which is actually Cowboys West because Cowboys fans. I've actually even considered wanting to go to that game
Rams
in
game?
SoFi. Yeah, I've thought about it because it is. I want to go. That stadium looks
Will,
awesome, and I
Will,
know it's gonna be a lot of people there.
Will, if you decide to go, you should decide fast, and I will try and make it happen on my end.
I'll keep you posted. There's all right. After some discussion because we left something out. JR, let's go before we get to the top 2 toughest games on the Cowboys schedule. Let's do a recap. We have the 17th easiest game we said was going to be week 1 versus the Giants. The 16th easiest game was the Titans week 11. The 15th easiest game was Commanders week 2. 14th easiest game is the Colts week 9. The 13th easiest game is the Commanders week 18. The 12th easiest game, which we for some reason forgot, was the Giants week 17 at home. The 11th easiest game is the Cardinals week 8. The 10th easiest game is the Bucks week 5. Ninth is at Lambeau Field week 6, Green Bay. We don't know if Mike is going to be back. 8th is San Francisco week 10 at home. Even though because they have Matt Eberflus on their team now, we thought about dropping them, but we'll leave them there. 7th is Jacksonville week 16 at home. 6th is Philadelphia at home on Thanksgiving. 5th is the Ravens week 3 in Brazil. 4th toughest game is Houston week 4. And then the 3rd toughest is Monday night, Philadelphia week 7. So that brings us to the 2nd toughest game on the schedule. JR, I will let you kick it off. And I probably am going to agree with you.
Well,
maybe.
I feel like, yeah, exactly. I feel like the Seahawks have lost more than they've gained this offseason. They are the champs, and I think they're a solidly good team. I think their head coach is outstanding. And, this is probably not healthy on my end, but I still think Sam Darnold is going to turn back into Sam Darnold. I just don't think he's that good. I mean, now he's a Super Bowl champion, so I got to give him that. And he played well enough for them to win with a great defense last year. They lost some of that defense, and they lost their best running back. And so I think it's going to be, I wouldn't say a rebuild, but I think it's going to be a steeper climb for them this year. And, we're comparing the 2 hardest games of the year. And I think the Super Bowl champs are just, I don't think they're going to be as hard as the Rams, is what I think.
I hear you. And I'm debating, I'm going back and forth, but honestly, I agree with you. And it's mainly because of the quarterback. And
right.
And plus, they lost. Not only did they lose some players that were key to their team, like they lost Kenneth Walker, they lost Boye Mafe, DeMarcus Lawrence retired. Which anyway, I'm not gonna go on my DeMarcus Lawrence rant. But I agree with you. Yeah, I'm not gonna go on my DeMarcus Lawrence rant. But yeah, no, I agree with you.
Oh,
and even though it is in Seattle,
he is not retired.
Wait, did he? Oh, he's not. He stayed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was contemplating retirement.
Like there was speculation that he might.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Oh my God. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. All right. D-Law's gonna be there. Okay, I'm fired up now.
Now we're gonna get the rant. Oh well, since he's playing.
I can't wait. No, I can't wait for that, boy. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for this game. Now, I wasn't even really thinking about it. Because for some reason I swore he retired. I thought he retired. Okay, yeah, perfect. No, I'm gonna go ahead. I still say week 13 Seattle. Because it's like I don't know if it's like the thing is like when you win a Super Bowl now, everybody's gonna give you their best shot, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to hang on to it because the crazy thing about Seattle is during the season, I did not think that they were a Super Bowl team. Like I thought their defense was good, and I thought that their offense was doing stuff, but I didn't like you. I thought Sam Darnold was gonna turn into a pumpkin. Because we had seen it the year before when he was with Minnesota. Like Minnesota was like lighting up. He's like, oh boy. And then Sam Darnold got in there and looked like complete crap, which to the point where Minnesota didn't even bring him back, which is so funny. Because it's like Minnesota had Daniel Jones and they had Sam Darnold and they let them both go for JJ McCarthy. And you're sitting there thinking, like, boy, if they had kept one of them, they might have actually did something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Sam Darnold fan, but I thought that was a really surprising move. It was like, every once in a while, it just seems like like I remember years and years ago, like, and I'm gonna say this and it's gonna come out wrong. Like, uh, Tim Tebow went to the playoffs, I remember, and he won a game against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh,
Yep.
and then he got let go the next year. And I just remember thinking,
Yep.
man, usually, and I could, I just so much hate Tim Tebow as much as I hated Tim Tebow fans.
I mean, it was it was
But I
funny
just felt like
because
usually,
yeah.
if a quarterback wins a playoff game on the road, that he was widely
Well, no,
and
it
he
was,
did
it was
well
at
in that
home.
game.
They were in Denver.
That
They were
buys
in
him some
Denver.
time, and they got rid of him. And I mean, he didn't get picked up anywhere
To
else.
be
So
fair, I will say this: Tebow was not good, and Pittsburgh was dumb because they win a cover zero blitz, and all he
right,
had to do was hit Demarius Thomas, RIP, on a perfect in stride slant. So it was to be fair. But all right, that brings us to the first game. There's only one game left. Yeah, it's the Rams week 15. Honestly, I feel like the Rams, if the Rams had to beat Seattle, the Rams would have went to the Super Bowl and I think they would have won. So I just I think the Rams are gonna be really good. Sam
again,
not I was about to say Sam Darnold. Matthew Stafford is still playing at a high level. Even though Puka Nakua appears to be going through his Antonio Brown, uh,
so
his
weird.
Antonio Brown phase, he's not quite there yet. And I don't know, man. I think the Rams are really good, and so yeah, I do think it was crazy that they took Ty Simpson first round in the draft. I thought that was kind of nuts, but yeah, I would say that. So, all right,
Well,
Jr.
what's
Let's
crazier
get to
about it,
the
I thought, was that it seemed like it legit did seem like McVay wasn't entirely in on it.
yeah.
You know,
He's
like
still.
that was
It's like yeah. I saw
like
him
that.
interviewed on the ESPN schedule release show, and he still didn't seem like he was overly thrilled with Ty Simpson. Like it's very funny to me.
I
So
mean, I feel like I don't know if uh why not wait until next year when there's going to be more quarterbacks? Like Ty
yeah,
Simpson is not such a great prospect. I didn't think that you would pick him instead of getting like Malachi Lawrence or some not no Makai Lemon. As far
yeah,
as or somebody like that they could have drafted. I was just surprised.
yeah. No, it was definitely a surprise. But all right, Jr. We've gone through the entire schedule. Actually, we literally kind of did it twice because we had forgot a game. But what do you
Did
say the
you
Cowboys
write these
record?
down somewhere?
Yeah, I got them down. So
You should send
what do you have?
you
What
should
do you
send us
have
a
as
copy.
the? Wait, say that again.
You should send us the people on the thread a copy so we can keep track during the year.
I'll do that. Yeah, I actually I will do that. What I have, but what do you have the Cowboys record being?
I hadn't really gone through the schedule to see. Um, I am gonna say without like going through and going, this is a win, this is a loss, this is a win, this is a loss. I haven't done that. But I'm gonna say 11-6.
11-6.
I mean, I want
11
to
and
keep
6.
I want
JR
to keep my
says
emotions tempered in that like so I'm not gonna get too mad if it I'm not even bother saying that. Of course I'm gonna get mad. So I'll just leave it at that.
so you matched my brother Corey. He said 11-6, and you said 11-6.
And what are you thinking?
So JR, we just went through the entire schedule, and it's funny, like after actually going through it and thinking about um thinking about it, ordinarily I am overly optimistic on what the Cowboys are going to do. And I'm like, oh man, I think they could do this. I was like, and 12-5 is usually like where I'm at. But going through it, man, I believe like here's the thing, and this is my thought on it. The Cowboys defense was so bad last year. It was so absolutely putrid. I know a lot of like you think a lot of people are too high, like too optimistic on Christian Parker and they giving him too much credit. The beauty of it is I just need them to be better slightly than what they were last year. And I think if Christian Parker can get this team within the top 20, like above top 20, let's say he's got them to be the 18th best defense, or like the dream goal would be top 15 and higher. But if he gets them to be top 18 and the offense maintains what they do and actually improve, because that's the other thing. If the offense actually improves, let me tell you right now, JR, it's 13-4. That's what I got them going 13-4. Because I was gonna say, I was gonna sit there and go 12-5. I was gonna I think they could go 12-5. Or I was gonna even be conservative and I was gonna do a clean sweep of 11-6. But that's not me. That's not what I'm doing. I'm sitting here thinking about it. Everybody sleep, they still sleeping. It's too many people because they're like, oh, the Cowboys aren't gonna be this, oh, they're not gonna be good. Dog, if the offense maintains like if the offense does what it does, and the defense is just slightly better. Don't have to be perfect. Just be slightly better. Just be slightly better than what you were last year. I got them 13-4. That's what I'm now. We can go back and play it later and be like, oh, look what he said. Nah, 13-4. I got the Cowboys going 13-4.
Okay.
That's gonna do it for the 0 to 100 podcast, episode 154. The journey ahead. I want to give a shout out of thanks to JR and my brother Corey for the brief period of time that he was able to join me. So let me know what you guys think of the schedule release for the Cowboys. What did you think of the schedule release video? Did you think it was as terrible as I thought, or did you actually think it was good? Also, let me know what you guys think of what the record predictions that JR and Corey had, as well as myself. You can always email the show or you can leave comment on the video. Just email 0 to 100pod at gmail.com, the number 0to100pod at gmail.com. And then, of course, as always, you can follow me on all the socials. If you simply start searching at WCW Poet, you'll be able to find me there. And let me know what you guys think. Did we get it right in terms of our ranking of the difficulty? It's funny because I saw an article that didn't have the Rams or the Eagles games in the top 5 of their difficulty. I don't know. I just think the Rams are a really good team, and if they had gotten home field advantage instead of Seattle, I do think it's very possible that the Rams would have been in the Super Bowl as opposed to the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks, beat the Rams. So I don't know. I just think that the Rams have a better overall team in my mind. Or at least they did last year. So going into the season, looking at it, I'm a little bit more concerned about the Rams than I am Seattle, which is crazy because Seattle was dominant last year and they were dominant in the Super Bowl, and you would think that they would still be just as dominant because they did lose some pieces, but a lot of their core pieces are still there. Sam Darnold's still there, JSN's still there. They drafted Kenneth Walker's replacement, and they still have Zach Charbonnet, who was a decent number 2, who was actually even cutting into Kenneth Walker's production before he got hurt. So, maybe Jadarian Price from Notre Dame is going to really put them right back on track, and we'll see. I don't know. They're the number 2 ranked difficult game for me, even though I don't know. I just feel like Dallas plays Seattle well. It's weird because you had these games where it's teams that, even though the personnel changes, you still have the same type of results. Like, for example, the Cowboys seem to play really well whenever they play the Chargers, regardless of the team they have. And Seattle, to me, is another team that the Cowboys, for whatever the reason, seem to play rather well against. And so I think that's part of why I was just like, oh, I'm not as concerned. And in terms of the NFC East, I do feel very confident about the Cowboys in regards to taking on the NFC East. So we will see. But this has been the 0 to 100 podcast. Just to remind you again that the YouTube version is going to be different from the audio version that's put out there. The audio version is definitely going to be a little bit longer. Even though this episode was a little longer than I had initially intended, but just let me know again what you guys think of me doing the two different formats. Again, you can email 0 to 100pod@gmail.com. This has been the 0 to 100 podcast, episode 154, The Journey Ahead. We out. Thanks.